welcome back to The Spell. I was gonna say Elos, but no, I'm not wrong. Kidding. Yeah, me too. Well, knowing that we don't know if he has a job or not. Oh, he did say he didn't have one. God dang it. Let's open the lunchbox. A bit fearful. Cup noodles. That's your lunch. He doesn't have. Why? At least he gave her food. He's helpless. God damn it. At least he's trying. I can give him that. Food is food, bro. In the end, Emily shared her lunch with her. She was happy to have such a good friend, and disappointment to have such a bizarre guardian. Why are you calling him a disappointment? He's at least trying, bro. He could cook 3 different types of breakfast for her, but then give her 50 cents worth of lunch again. She failed to understand his logic. Hey, a balanced breakfast is good for the morning. I have a feeling that he just goes with the freaking bare minimum of what you need to eat to survive. Her phone started vibrating on the counter. She glanced quickly at it. It was a message that part of the book is pretty boring. And stop reading it. Can't. You gotta finish when you start. He's not wrong. Then why are you writing me this? Because you said. I wasn't entirely wrong. I said, God dang it, Steve. God dang it. Forget what I said. What did you say? Starts questioning it. Since they've returned home, he's been sending her all sorts of useless messages. It's giving her a headache. Send me meaningful things from now on, alright? He just looks at phone. You are a good girl. Sure, I understand. The only thing that I think that voice somewhat fits him more. Where he's like, chill as shit. Like the fuck? Why? She was not at all convinced. And suddenly, something on the news caught her attention. A name she recognized was thrown out from the anchor's disagreeable mouth. Like a piece of gum. In other news, the incident that took the life of Clarice and Patrick Ledoux on the 25th of last month might not be what it first appeared out to be. Indeed, what was first thought to be an accident could now very well be considered a murder. Nate's here to tell us more. Well then, here's an interesting turn of events. What was that? Did she hear it properly? A murder? But how could this be? I don't freaking know. Don't tell me he murdered someone. God damn it. She noticed that even Steve took his eyes off his book to look at the television with sparkling interest. Oh, no! This could go one of 2 ways, and I hope it's an option I'm okay with. That's best. Hopefully, We can answer of who killed her parents, and his sister, and hopefully it wasn't him. Steve makes this somewhat wholesome, damn it. Don't ruin the wholesome moment. She wanted to ask him to close the stupid thing, but he already had the controller in his hand. She guessed he too wouldn't want to hear about such a thing. The word was still fresh after all, but instead he... There, we're eating at a restaurant behind me. Raised the volume of the television to a point where the neighbors would probably hear it over their own program. What is he doing? She was angry. She didn't want to know. He couldn't be sensitive enough to her feelings into consideration. She didn't know why he didn't feel the same way as her either. She finally cracked and told him directly.
Why are you listening to this? Don't you understand how hard it is for me?
But...
I don't want to hear about this.
I do feel bad. But no! This needs to happen, damn it! He thought for a second, then simply lowered the volume back down, as if this was the problem all along, as if it would solve anything.
You're an idiot.
I have a bad feeling about this. It was close to the kid's parents' death. I can kind of see why. There's no way you can truly criticize the kid getting it. She ran into her room, weeping. All the stress from the last few days flopped back out as if only badly pitched. She didn't come out of her room until the next morning. She cried herself to sleep, with the cat beside her. Steve never tried to come and fix things up. I'm not gonna go down that route. And she heard the front door open much later, then close. She knew he always leaves during the night. Wednesday. She was eating. She was sat eating the meal Steve made for her, simply in the dining room. He was in front of her, reading and eating at the same time. He was near the end of his book. She noticed that he was probably why he was so absorbed by it. They haven't spoken to one another since yesterday. He hadn't even apologized to her yet. She was not in the mood anyways. Not in the mood to speak to someone who can't understand her feelings, that is. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that as is, because I don't want to be murdered by the comment section down there, because I don't know what it is yet. Nor do I really see a whole lot of comments. In the car, the exact same thing Not a sound. To think that yesterday you made her so happy, and now she could even fake a smile. The car stopped. She wanted to get out quickly, but as if a reenactment of yesterday morning, he stopped her in silence. Here. He looked at her with his ever so melancholic eyes, a lunchbox in hand. That's right. She had stopped midway yesterday. She couldn't finish preparing her lunch because of him. Well, in theory, I could kind of see what he did. He was thinking, maybe you want to know what happened to your parents, kind of thing. That's the only thing I can really think of. But it was way too soon. Just way too freaking soon. No, because of herself. She took it from him, from his hand, recently. Like, reluctantly. She was about to accept it, but they remembered the lunch made for her yesterday and what had happened to her later that night. Can't you just give me some money instead? She said it, ill-tempered, and gave the lunch back to him. She regretted it almost instantly, but she couldn't react what she had said. She didn't know why, but something within herself forbade her to speak, forbade her to act. I don't know what to tell you. It sucks. Both sides are one side's kind of in a temperamental mood. He gave her $20 without showing any kind of sadness, disappointment, or pain from her obvious misdirected tantrum. He looked at her in a way almost approved her current state of mind, as if she was right to treat him that way. She hated herself even more because of it. She wanted to curse at him, tell him he was stupid, and that he understand nothing, yet instead she simply left a comment behind her, knowing fully well what would result from it. Change the car, it's ugly. Yo! She's kind of being a little bit like a bitch. Like, come on. He doesn't have all the money in the world. Like, he doesn't even have a job. Like, come on, bro. This was the last time she saw his antique white car. It hurts, bro. You're being mean to him. Like, come on. I at least didn't bring this up, man. You don't need to be a dick. Come on, man. During her whole day at school, she felt horrible. She felt guilty. Her feelings and fully shut down. And all she wanted to do was to apologize to him. She didn't even know why. She didn't even know if she had a reason to. But she knew one thing for sure. She didn't want to ruin this. She didn't want to lose what she had left in her of her so-called family. You've been kind of a dick a little bit. Like, come on. You don't need to be like that. All you have to do is kind of tell him that you're sorry and shit, man. Family. To think she would one day think of him as such. A melancholic smile soon appeared on her lips. And from there, I'm gonna kind of have to end the episode here. I hope to see you guys next time, and I'm gonna be questioning what the hell's going on. Either way, I hope all of you guys have a great, wonderful time, and I'll see you guys next time.